Hey kids, welcome to a Unit 2, Lesson 9, Printing Objects, Exercise number 1. We have a what do you think this program does? Let's take a look at the code. In our main here, we're instantiating a new object, my food truck. It is of the food truck class, and I see that class right there. It is taking one parameter, Catherine. Then it looks like we're coming down here and printing off my food truck. Well, let's take a look at this subclass. Under food truck, we have our private instance variable. It's a string, owner. We have a parameterized constructor. It takes one parameter. It's a string and it's new owner, and it's set to owner or the private instance variable. We have a get method here, and that is returning owner, the private instance variable. And we have a set method here, and we can set a new owner if we want. Heading back to the code, you're probably thinking, Mr. Rhodes, this is going to print off Catherine. This is an easy exercise. I'll see you in the next video. But kids, that would be incorrect. Whenever we try to print objects in Java, we have to be aware of a couple of things. And the first thing we have to understand is there's this thing called Tostring, and this method is inherited to all subclasses through the object. And what Tostring really does is a method that returns a string containing the source text segment which was used to define the function. And the simplest explanation is it's impossible for this object class to keep track of everything, so it allocates some memory locations. And instead of storing the actual value, it stores the location of where these objects are going to be stored. That's why when we're going to hit run, we're going to get some funny numbers and symbols down here. And if you think all the way back to video 1, I said one of the most important things about understanding any programming language, it's just different ways of manipulating memory. And this is a good example of that. What you see down there is an actual memory location in your computer. Think of it as an address for your hard drive space. That is where Catherine is physically stored in ones and zeros in your memory. And when we print objects, we get the location of the memory, not what's contained in the object itself. In order to do that, we need to do something called Tostring. And really what that's going to do, and what we're going to learn about in further videos, we're going to override this so we can get an actual output that we want. Really what we're going to do is we're going to override a method we inherited from the object, Tostring, to print off the value that we want. And kids, just to demonstrate that everything is still stored there if we call it correctly, if we look over here, all I did was add one extra line of code. And all that simply is doing is printing off the myFoodTruckGetOwner method, which is where Catherine is stored. If I hit run, as you can see, the numbers changed too, because it's a different location, because this is a different program. And then when I call the getOwner method here, I get Catherine. And really, for the rest of this lesson, we're going to learn about this Tostring method and how we override it. Key takeaway from this lesson, kids, is understanding in Java, when we try to print an object directly, we're going to get a location in memory it's stored, not what's stored there as a variable. And what Tostring is going to do is override that and really rewrite that function we inherited to print off something more usable. Hopefully this video helped you understand why you got some funny letters and numbers when you printed off this program. As always, if you have any questions, kids, come see me. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next video. See you later, kids. Bye. Bye.